the water. Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. See that host, all dressed in white. God's gonna trouble the water. The leader looks like the Israelite. God's gonna trouble the water. And wade in the water. Come on and wade in the water, children. Wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. If you don't believe I've been redeemed, God's gonna trouble the water. Just follow me down to the Jordan stream. God's gonna trouble the water. Everybody wade in the water. Oh, wade in the water. Everybody wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water. Come on, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. God's gonna trouble the water. God is gonna trouble the water.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Dog Waters, and I'm back. We had a lot of unfinished business last night. A lot of phone calls coming in. We got thrown off with the whole paranormal camera thing and capturing that evidence live on screen. Then we released the evidence and we took a poll on it, and people seemed to agree that there were faces there. Plain and simple. Not just one, but multiple faces. No pareidolia, no nothing. So I wanted to come back and open the lines for the callers that we missed last night. This time we are talking about anything that you want. 504-354-0143, 504-354-0143. You can call in on any subject, any topic, anything that you want. Demons, ghosts, monsters, badass family members, everything. For the members at IamDogWaters.com, you guys just got 2 stories released. You got Handsome, story of the black guy with the knife that I told the other night on the stream, and then you just got Dogman, It Was in My Window, released for you today. I'll probably release that Dogman story here later tonight. I'm not sure how we're going to handle that. Also, while I'm here talking to you guys, I need to get some advices. I want to figure out how we, as a group, the Dog Waters family, how we capture more evidence. And what I mean by that is, I noticed that even though, and maybe I just need to ignore it, even though the evidence we captured last night was on live stream, it was streaming live video. Vault went out there with the light, shined the light, we captured the evidence, we tried to debunk it ourselves. It seems as if there's this, I don't know, maybe it's just people don't have the attention span and they don't pay attention. And it's one of those things to where, they just rather comment without doing any research. But I want to find a way to silence all of that crap. Some Cajun guy on YouTube talking about Crawdad said Rougarou aren't real. Oh, well, whatever. He can go out there and mess around if he wants to, crawfishing, and we'll see if he'll run into a Rougarou. There's a lot of people who don't believe that the Rougarou is real. A lot of people think the Rougarou is a myth and a legend until they see the Rougarou. Try and tell Blue that the Rougarou is not real. Try and tell the gentleman that came in last night that the Rougarou is not real, or Connor, or voter, anybody who's been a witness who had an encounter, try to tell them it's not real. You know, you can't take the word of somebody who has not had an encounter. You know what I'm saying? And that's the honest to God truth. Because people's context to their mind, like your mind exists in a certain space. And for a person who's going out crawfishing, picking up crawfish nets and catfish nets in the middle of the swamp, part of that person's mind can't believe that there's something there. Because how do you go do your job? Just like last night. You guys heard the gentleman and we went through the process of like his encounter, his feelings, his emotions, and then getting back to the point to where we could try and get back out in the woods and coming up with a plan. So think about it like this. How can a person who's out in the swamps, not the woods, the swamps, which is creepy as hell, how can they go out there in the middle of the night, which crawfishing happens in the daytime, but at night, you got to face alligators, you got to do all kind of stuff. How can a man go out there and do that unless he kind of discounts the fact that there is a rougarou? You have to have a mental block to those kind of things in your mind in order to accomplish that. You, or else you're scared as shit while you're out there. So you got to think through those things that people say and understand the psychology behind why a person would say what they're saying and why a person's going to do what they're doing. Because it's very important because they project out their beliefs and they project their beliefs on you, and you have to have kind of this shield up, and that shield is through logical thought process that says, hey, I know how you feel and I understand what you do for a living and I understand where you live, so I can understand why you would say something like that it doesn't exist. But at the same time, how about A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and you present them with the evidence? That's if you care to do it. All right, anyway, get back to what I was saying because I read that comment and I got distracted. Back to what I was trying to say. You know, I wish there was a way outside of what we've already done to fine tune the evidence gathering. I guess that's the way to say it. Um, to fine tune it. So when we present it, it's impeccable. And I'm not really sure on how we can do that. You know? Um, I don't know. I want to get you guys' thoughts on that because I'm trying to come up with a protocol for Dogman cams as far as how we capture evidence, how we share evidence, how we present it. So the people who are skeptical have to face the reality that it's been through step A, step B, step C, step D, all these verifications on our end. You know what I'm saying? As a family, we've looked at this, like kind of like what we did last night, um, but it needs to be a known like protocol. This is what we do over here. You know what I'm saying? That it's similar to how I do with the stories with people and how I vet the stories. I just want to find a good way for vetting evidence, and I want to get your opinion on it and see what you guys think. So call in and share 504-354-0143, 504-354-0143. Why not do this now? Hold on. I will do this for you now because I could do it on the live stream. I can play the latest video on the live stream media source for you guys to listen to. Now I gotta be careful because these media sources sometimes they don't play the audio. Sometimes they don't play the audio. So we will see. In the meantime, 504-354-0143, 504-354-0143, 504-354-0143, 504-354. It's not supposed to be playing for you guys yet because I got to play with that. Let me get Skype up so I can make. See, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, this is Dog Waters. What's your name and where you calling from? See, that's the kind of crap I'm talking about. I don't have it up. Hey, this is Dog Waters. What's your name and where you calling from, my friend?
This Jeffrey's big dog. What's up, baby?
What up, pimp? What's happening with you, man?
What up, baby? Man, just look, trying to make it, baby.
You making that bread? Everything all right with the family?
Yeah, man, family's great, man. Blessed. That's all I can say. I can't complain. He woke me up this morning. He let me do my job, and I'm at the house now relaxing.
That's what we asking for, baby. That's all we ask for. Make it through that day safely and have everything in order, especially with the family and the kids, man. I'm happy to talk to you, man.
Oh yeah, man. I had to hit you up, man. I don't want nothing. I just had to tap in and say hey to everybody, man, and check in with you, man, and it is what it is, man, and just say hey, and we'll go from there.
No, it's all good. What did you think about that evidence we had last night, man?
I saw it. That's a big boy. That's a big boy. I saw the one that's in the red square, the big face, the big head.
Mm-hmm.
That's a monster, baby.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, Vaught is he's a damn cyborg. I couldn't take it.
Oh yeah, he definitely touched, bro. He's definitely on a whole nother level with like just doing random stuff, dude. He be bugging. I had to tell him
Yeah,
today
look.
because we saw some other shit out there. And I was like, bro. He's like, I'm about to go out there right now. I said, bro, don't you go your ass out there. Leave that alone.
I feel you, man. I feel you, man. But look, I'm finna get this dirt off me and lay it down for the night. Gotta meet that mule in the morning. Y'all be blessed, man. Love each and every one of y'all.
D Dub, stay on top, baby. You the man.
Man,
I will. No problem, baby.
All right, one.
All right, later. My man. That's my homie, man. Man, that dude been on the Dark Waters family for a long time. Sorry about that, guys. I got the caller's audio straight. Every now and then stupid shit happens because you're trying to make all this stuff work, man. But for the record, guys, we captured. Let's take this call. Hey, this is Dark Waters. What's your name and where you calling from?
What's up, Dart? This is Chase.
What up, Chase? What you doing, man? You at home or you still driving?
Nah, I'm down in Texas. I just left Laredo, headed to South Carolina.
Chase, we were talking about you today, not in a bad way, in a good way. Do you have a dashboard cam?
I do. I sure do.
Because we're thinking about either, because we want to do some partnership with truckers and get some dashboard cameras running, recording, in case y'all capture
Yeah.
something. So if you already got one, then we're going to do a deal to pay you something monthly to run that cam. And if you capture anything on that dashboard cam, then you'll give it to us. Like, some weird shit running across the road or in the middle of the night. How does that sound to you?
Oh yeah, that sounds pretty good, man. I'd rather you just invest that money back into the project though. But yeah, no
No.
doubt.
Well, you got to have compensation when you do a deal, man. You can't just, it's got to have compensation. That's what people don't understand. Compensation is what makes a deal. You know what I'm saying? So we're
I,
going to
th-
work out something.
I understand. I understand. Just some people are a little too humble for that shit.
Yeah, but no, we're trying to figure this out together. And we're
Right
also
on.
breaking in my opinion, I want to break down the wall of everything is fucking free for everybody in the paranormal community.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And so this is a project where we're gonna break that wall. And it's not like it's gonna be like, oh, these guys making all the money. No, bitch, we spending money trying to find evidence. Like we literally spending the money trying to find evidence. Everybody want to see Dogman. Everybody want to see Bigfoot. You know what I'm saying? Just like everybody want a cure for cancer, but ask them bitches to spend some money out their pocket for the cure, and everybody gonna die. You see what I'm saying? So it's one of those things to where we're working this a different way, a absolutely
Yeah.
different way.
So I have the dash cam I have, that's through the company, which it's a smaller company. I'm pretty cool with the owner, so that wouldn't be no problem. But I'm thinking with something like what you're talking about, I would just need to get my own personal camera. That way, I ain't got to worry about rights to this or whatever.
Well, we can buy you the camera, and then that way that money will go, and then we can just do an agreement, and you can use the camera for whatever the hell you want to. We'll just do an agreement that we share the footage, and then boom, and you just have a second camera.
All right, as long as it's pointing outwards and not inwards. I don't want y'all to see my face when I'm horrified by what the fuck I saw or
No,
me
that
doing
does.
extracurricular activity.
No, we don't want to see you in there doing none of that trucker stuff, man. We don't want to see none of that. Nobody want to see the trucker. What really go on in the trucking world. But if you were smart, dude, you would take a camera and start a trucking YouTube channel and document all that damn drama that happens on the road. Because I know it's some serious
Yeah.
trucking drama that happens between accidents and people arguing. That life has its own. There's an audience that would love to watch that life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've seen a few guys out there that do that. They fix up these old school like overhead camper trucks and stuff, and then they YouTube their experience and stuff. And I've met a few of them on the road.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a good idea, man. It'd be cool, especially because you can sit there and shoot the shit with people, and yeah, I think that would be a good idea.
Mm-hmm. and you monetize what you're already doing. It's not like you're doing anything new, brother. You're doing the same thing. Only difference is now you're monetizing it. So where now it's an extra revenue stream for you and your family. It's a smart thing to do, and you don't have to do anything extra. I can see if you had to like do a whole bunch. All you gotta do is just stream that shit and talk to people.
Yeah, I was thinking about. I mean, I don't know. You know how you go to things and you just don't pull the trigger on something? Because I was gonna do that with like fishing, and then mix the fishing like interviewing people or talking to fishermen or whatever when you're out there fishing and find out what stories they had or whatever, and you just you catch a few big bass at the same time, and I thought that'd be a cool idea, but I ain't never do anything with it. I got the GoPros and shit for it, but I never did anything with it.
That is the problem with most people, brother. Everybody have the ideas, but they don't put it in motion because they got a little bit of fear there, and you think something's gonna go wrong. But I'm gonna tell you what I learned a long, long time ago when I was 20, probably 19. Fuck all that fear shit. You just do it and trust that you're smart enough to work it out as it goes. That's what happened with Dogman Cams. I was like, you know what? I want to do this shit. Fuck all the extra shit. We just go do it, and we're gonna figure it out. And that's what you see happening right now. You see, you figure it out, and you're smart enough to figure it out. So just do it. I like the paranormal idea, talking to the fishermen though. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty fun.
Cause that's something that you really into.
Yeah, no doubt, for sure. I think it would be actually, because there's nobody else doing that, so that would be pretty cool. But yeah, I was gonna say so in the picture, I had a question about that, man, was because I didn't see the other faces until later when y'all showed those up in it, and it reminded me of what happened over there with Blue when you was talking about there was three, wasn't one of those pictures that Blue had caught, wasn't there's three entities, or there was the creature and then two other one looked like a witch and one looked like something else.
Hell yeah, it was a Bigfoot.
So.
It was some kind of witch-looking thing, and then it was something else in the tree. So yeah.
So that's like the same thing we got going on over there.
Yeah, it's definitely the same thing. I've said it, and I'm starting to believe it because now we're capturing the evidence. These things don't run alone. D. Dawson said it. Vault told me today. His exact words were, man, I used to not believe that there were other things with these creatures, but the more we look at this on the camera. And the more stuff we spot on the camera, he's like, man, I think it's a whole bunch of shit out there because just camera wise, man, we capture like freaking glowing eyeballs moving from left to right through the fucking trees. We capture one giant eyeball. We capture all kinds of stuff on the camera. Somebody's asking me to show them the camera. I'll show you guys that. Hopefully we won't get too far off track, but we capture all kinds of things on these cameras, and it was the same thing when the Taylor camera was active. We were catching eye shine. We were catching that skinny wolf creature in the corner. I mean, it was all kind of spooky, crazy stuff that was going on in the woods. There goes some fucking eyeballs right there.
That saying, people, you don't know what goes bumping at night is pretty legit.
Oh, you gotta believe that it's legit now, And the most important thing is there's literally empirical evidence at this point in time for you to look at and say, okay, we got something. We got a way of looking into it and seeing it. So that's the most important thing, man, in my opinion.
Let me ask you, is there a special equipment? Like you see these ghost channels and stuff. Is there a special type of camera or lenses or anything that they use to pick up these entities?
I was thinking about that today. That's you right on the same page with me. So I started looking up these for this case because we were trying to find motion. If you ever seen the ghost shows, they have those cameras. Well, they have these lights, right? And it projects these green dots all over the place, all over the wall.
Yeah.
And I was figuring we may need to get something like that allow us to see the movement along the dots. Because when we're just looking at the camera normally, we don't get a chance to see that movement. But if we have that grid of green dots out there in the field and it's projected out, we'll see movement through those dots where we couldn't normally see it with our own eyes. That's what I was thinking about today, and I was doing a research on it. The issue is how we connect that to the existing system and the ability to turn it off and on at will, or at least maybe we could set up a timer where it comes on at night or something, but we're going to have to do some work with that to figure it out.
Yeah, when you were talking about getting more or better evidence or a way we could do it, I'm a, I'm under the impression once we get the other cameras further away, where you can do whatever the hell you want. We can set up bait, maybe a goat, chain a goat up like some Jurassic Park type shit.
Oh man, you wildin'. You want to do
You know
that
what
to
I
the
mean?
goat,
Come
man?
on. Well, listen, man, just get an old ass goat. You know what I mean?
Man, you're gonna have Peter and the pet people all on our ass talking about chaining up a goat. They're gonna be like, y'all, YouTube be like, y'all torturing the animals on YouTube. Oh my God.
Uh,
But we'll figure out
yeah,
something, man. We might just have to hang some bait up and see what happens. That's a good idea. But I think the grid is going to work. It's a laser grid. And someone was saying it's the same thing from the Xbox Connect. Yeah, it's the same thing. The only issue would be how to get it to come on and how to get it to go off. And I think that can be solved relatively easily with a timer and a solar powered power supply. So we're going to mess around with that.
what about night like a I know this stuff's probably really expensive, but I'm pretty sure once we all progress, we'll get to the point maybe we could do something like that. But maybe even like some type of infrared drone or something that when we start seeing stuff out there, we can send that drone up and just kind of have a gander.
That's already in a cart waiting on us to get to a certain revenue point to where we can buy it. That's already done. The issue is, like, for example, let's take Vault's house, his property. The issue with that is, we've already antagonized these things enough to where clearly last night, and it was more than one there. There was a very big one there that everybody missed, that Wendy pointed out today. That son of a bitch was huge. The head that you saw was big, but the one that was next to it was ridiculous. So we've already antagonized these things enough in that location to where I'm not sure if I want to be flying a drone around messing with them there. I wouldn't mind doing it, somewhere else. I'm just not sure if I wanna do it there. You know what I'm saying? Like we can do all
No,
kinds
I
of
wouldn't
shit
do it there.
in other places.
I wouldn't do anything like that. Yeah, I
Fuck,
wouldn't do nothing like that around there.
yeah, we
Last
can.
thing we need is the vault mount up another trophy.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm not sure if we're
Yeah.
gonna do it there, but in other places, you guys come up with some ideas. You know what I'm saying? We can fuck around with bacon grease somewhere else. We can do whatever the hell we want away from the house, but we just don't want to do it there. So we can be as creative as we want when we get away from people, and that's the biggest thing. And I'm
I
cool with that.
gotcha. All right on, man. I put my ideas out there. If you when y'all get to where y'all want, let me know and do something about getting a camera.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We're gonna get it rolling.
All right, my man. You be blessed.
All right, you take it easy. Be careful out there on the road.
You know it.
Um, So yeah, I mean Chase is always a great caller, and I like when Chase is the first person to call a show because he always gets the microphone warmed up and get the ball rolling. Um, and he's got some good points. I definitely want to do some experimentation. I think we should. The only issue is we have to do it safely, and we have to keep in mind that whatever the hell we do, somebody's going to have to go back out there at some point in time. Somebody's got to go back out there to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? And at some point in time, someone's going to be in danger. And therein lies the issue. And now that I look at this screen right now, there was definitely some shit back there last night because you can clearly see all the way back here right now. Look how you can see all the way back into those bushes. I mean, you can see all the way back there. None of that shit was visible last night. So yeah, it's clearly something was there. The only issue, like I said, is how do we capture more, and how do we keep on improving it to make it better? That's the most important thing. How do we keep on improving it? Because you're always going to have those people who, unfortunately, nothing's going to satisfy them. Literally, nothing's going to satisfy those people. We're always going to run into those people. So how do we deal with that? And more so, because we know those people are going to be skeptical like they are and behave the way they're going to behave, how do we handle it industry wide? Because imagine you capture a phenomenal piece of evidence, but by the time you get that evidence to everybody, it's been fully vetted. Like there's no question on it. Think about it. There was blues evidence where we actually saw the Dogman run across the screen, live on Facebook, and there were people trying to discredit that. I mean, that was live, dude, and you had people trying to discredit it, which to me was absolutely amazing. I didn't understand it, but people did it. What it profited anybody to do that? Nothing whatsoever. It didn't benefit anybody to do it. It didn't, you know, it did nothing. It did absolutely nothing. But nonetheless, it happened. So we're going to try and anticipate that up front and deal with it. And I think that's the best way to handle it. If we anticipate it up front and we deal with it, we can make it happen and get around those kind of challenges. And that's my interest. Let's see if this is going to work. No, it won't work. Wait, I think it is working, but let me make sure I got a call. No call. All right, let's see here. At the time this happened, I would say I was a bit of a norm. And what I mean by that is, I thought life was normal. You know, everything on this planet was regular. No monsters, no aliens, nothing. Maybe, just maybe in some dark, deep corner of my mind, I probably knew there was some strange, weird things going on this planet. But my job and my family kept me preoccupied. It wasn't like I sat around worrying about monsters and werewolves and vampires. My Dogman encounter happened after I came home from hunting. And I want to be absolutely clear with you, I didn't even take a shot that day. In fact, that was the weirdest hunting trip I had ever been on. I spent hours in my tree stand and didn't see a single animal. Not a bird, not a deer, not a rabbit, not a squirrel, no hogs, nothing. And I've been going to this location for 10 years. It's basically my secret hunting spot. And over those 10 years, I've always been able to take something out of that location. Not seeing anything at all, I head home early and find my wife and 2 kids in the backyard playing. And I can't stress this enough. Things are normal until 5:45 a.m. the following morning. I'm up as usual, taking a leak. I come out of the bathroom and head down the hallway, passing our guest bedroom, and hear what sounds like someone tapping on the window. Very, very clear, tapping. Understand, that bedroom is on the front side of our house, facing the street. And we live in a brand new subdivision. Only 8 houses have been built so far. I'm thinking, okay, maybe, just maybe, some fool is trying to break into the house because they realize we're vulnerable and we don't have a bunch of neighbors around. Imagine me tiptoeing, walking lightly into the bedroom, and when I get inside, I realize nobody's trying to come through the window, but there's this light tapping, almost as if you took a lead pencil and just began to tap on the glass. Allow me to pause here for a moment, because I'm trying to find the right word to accurately describe what came next. You see, nothing on this planet could have prepared me for what I saw when I grabbed the strings on that blind and pulled down. Because I see this creature. Its head so massive that it took up half of the window. These piercing yellow eyes with black pupils staring right at me. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever flinched? You know how it is when someone throws something at you and you're not expecting it to come your way. You raise your hands up in the air. Well, that's what happened to me. It scared me so much. I threw my hands up, fell back onto the bed, and as my body momentum is rolling back forward, now it's there smiling at me. Not grinning, but smiling at me. Almost as if it enjoyed scaring the hell out of me. Then that smile changes as its lips tighten up. This wrinkle starts to form around its snout, and it bares its teeth growling at me. Again, I want you to remember, it's 5:45, 6 o'clock in the morning. Now I'm rolling back over the bed, landing on my feet, running down the hallway to my bedroom, to the closet, punching in the code to my gun safe, grabbing my shotgun, and hauling ass back to the front of the house, only to see that it's no longer there. Listen to me when I tell you, for the next couple of days, I racked my brain about what the hell was going on, why it showed up, why it was tapping at that window. Then one morning, it all comes out over breakfast. My oldest son, who's 8 years old, is sitting there eating cereal. And I say, "Son, how did you sleep last night?" And he says, "Dad, I've been sleeping really, really good since we switched bedrooms. There's no more tapping on my window in the middle of the night." Now, understand, for me, that's when the real fear kicked in. Questions racing through my mind. Has this thing been at my house this entire time and I didn't even know about it? Did it follow me into the woods? Was that why there were no animals around? Now here's where I need your help, because I can't seem to figure this equation out. Because it took me a while to muster up the guts to go hunting again. When I went back to my hunting spot, everything was normal. And since the morning it scared me like that, it hasn't been back since. What I'm trying to figure out is why. Why would it do something like this? What's the purpose of it all? That's the kind of crazy stuff that's happening to people. It's following them home, chasing them in the windows, looking through windows. Not chasing them in windows, looking through windows, scaring the shit out of people, getting all of the delight in the world from doing it. Why they do that, I don't freaking know. What the hell is wrong with them? The line's open, 504-354-0143. Feel free to call me. Feel free to call me. But it's crazy, ladies and gentlemen. That's what's going on as it pertains to Dogman. So, while we wait on our next phone call, let's talk about something else. Because I want to get this out. I had a conversation this week with someone pretty cool, pretty special. I like them. I like them a lot. And we were talking about family issues and how your family issues can lead to other things that go wrong. So, I guess the best way to say this without giving up all that person's business away. Oh my God, here's a call. I'm sorry. Hey, this is Dark Waters. What's your name and where you calling from, my friend? Michael Miller, double M. What's up, baby?
I'd never ever had an encounter, ghost, anything. I had a very successful insurance business, 9 to 9, 7 to 7, so, me and the wild have been separated for a while, and we were actually thinking about moving out to the country. But something happened. Apparently it was meant to be, obviously, because I probably would have ended up on one of these fake news reports, apparently. Leading with that, I signed up as a member, and I think I messed up, and I did it on my wife's phone or email, so obviously not this second, but if I could get some help figuring that out, so I can access the cameras, because when I go to the members homepage, where you get the options for the cameras and stuff.
Yeah.
it won't let me sign in.
When did you sign up?
Even like was 3 weeks ago, 10 days ago, I want to say.
Did you get the email? Because I personally emailed everybody who signed up directly back to their email address the app that you need to download and the QR code. Did you see anything like that?
Okay. Okay, yeah. Okay, that would be my problem then.
No, it's not your problem. I
I
can send it to you again. I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to figure out because a lot of people think
Well,
right
yeah,
now.
no, I did not receive an email. I got a confirmation, I did the initial sign up and credit card info and whatnot, but I did not see or look for that matter. It was my own fault, laziness. I think it was late when I did it too.
All right, let's take a look while we're online. We can do that right now, Mr. Miller. Let's see here. I got a Tom Miller.
No, if I think I did under my wife's name. Like I
That's
said, Rebecca Biblical, Rebekah, and she has 4 sisters, no brothers, so she kept her father's name, Buckton, Bckton.
I remember that name. That's a very distinct name. I remember that. I will find it. And so the issue is, do you still have access to her email, or
Yo,
do I need to?
oh yeah, dude, oh yeah. I have, yeah, I have the brand new note in my Google. I run everything through my Google, and I have everything on. Yeah, I have the master control. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what I'm doing right now. I'm making a note. When we hop off the line, I'm gonna mess around in the email. I'm gonna forward it to you again. But I do remember that name because I was like, that's a unique name. Um, and I will email it.
My
How's it
son,
pronounced again? How do you pronounce it?
it's Rebecca Buckton.
Yep. Yep. I remember that. Well, I'll send it over to you. Anything else on your mind?
Uh, just man, I love you guys, dude. And dude, I don't. The first one, a couple things I just wanted to point out that I was watching on when you guys were watching the lives in both behind his house.
At Jurassic Park,
When
because that's
when
what
he
it
was
is. It's
not
fucking
kidding,
Jurassic
when
Park.
that damn thing was throwing sticks at him.
You saw it?
And even when he was talking about it, it threw another one at him. And I'm like, holy shit.
Man, that's crazy. I just what blew my mind was the fact that we were able to actually see the faces.
You guys can see that, man. Wow. Yeah. And that grid, yeah. See, but you don't think well, if they know those damn lights there, they know the cameras there, so I doubt the grid's gonna scare them away. You
No,
know?
I don't think they care. So here's what I've
Yeah, well,
discovered. I think
yeah,
they're
good.
staying just outside of the light of the existing
Yeah.
IR light. And when we brought the additional IR light to them, it threw them off
It's
because the
just
one that we captured, you saw it had his head turned to the right.
yeah.
So
Good.
I think the grid, they'll just be intrigued by the grid as well. I think they're watching us like we're watching them, honestly.
You know what, dude? That would make a lot of sense. Because you want to know what you obviously any new encounter, you don't want to walk in something over your head. Ultimate survival. your matters. So yeah, but yeah, definitely would make sense. And I do agree with you there. But it's definitely got me curious, and it would make a lot of sense. And I haven't. I want to check out that map you have, and I want to compare it to the 411 maps, and uh, and then they have all that missing people in Alaska, and it's just too many people for there not to be some type of correlation. Maybe not the same exact thing or something, but damn, come on.
No, I agree with you. There's definitely something going on. The issue is I don't think we're ever going to get to the bottom of the missing people because somebody
Well,
or
they don't
something
give
wants us
a shit.
not to know what's going on with them. So my advice to people is don't be going your ass into an area where people are going missing because
Oh,
nobody's going to find
dude,
you. You know
dude.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I already just about lost my foot in putting myself in a place I already knew I shouldn't have, but I wanted to validate something I had heard I couldn't believe,
What you
and
mean lost your foot? What you mean lost your foot?
uh, dude, it was hanging on by about 6 inches. My right foot was hanging on by about 3 inches of skin. My tibia
Oh, that's nasty.
blew through the right side of I'm sorry, the left side of my right ankle, and basically yeah, like I didn't realize it at the time, but I tried to stand back up, real quick because I needed to go, and yeah, second time I fell back down. The third time I'm like, what the fuck? Why can't I stand up? I can look behind me and my toes are pointing up behind me. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Um, so I don't know what it was. So I'm not even gonna try to, you know, but I know, and I just didn't know. Fight or flight came over me, and I had to go. Unfortunately, at that point, it was more, now I just gotta find a way to hide and hope it doesn't just want to just wipe me off the face of the earth and have me for lunch. So,
Wow.
yeah, but see, there's also a thing too where, man, these elitists do some really sick shit, man, and it's I really thought it was like no way, I know with the human trafficking and stuff of that nature, and where a lot of those people and kids end up and what they do to them to extract from them to get, human so far
Right.
as the purest form of, that DDT shit that they're fucking with right now. So, but, yeah, I mean, wow, I don't want to say anything wrong, but, yeah,
Yeah, I want you to leave that one alone because that's one that'll get
yeah,
us hit.
trust
But I
me,
know what
dude.
you're saying. I know
Yeah,
exactly what you're
um,
saying, and it's one of those situations to where it's hard for people to believe that there's a Bigfoot, there's a dog man, even though they see the trafficking and it's at its
yeah,
all-time high right now. They still find it
yeah,
hard to believe that that in itself is going on. Like they understand it, but they don't understand the back end of it. That's where the
yeah.
original the concept of vampire
You,
comes from things
well,
similar to that, what you're talking about.
yeah, I got you on that part. But come on now, that's Smithsonian. Back in the what was it? Early 19 mid before mid 1900s. We're finding the big mounds full of the giant bones. And where's all that?
It's
you
in the
you can't
Smithsonian.
find that.
It's in the
So
Smithsonian, and that, but that's a part
yeah,
of the cover up of
it's
humanity
underground
and what
somewhere where you're
humanity's
not
been
gonna
through.
find. Yeah,
It's one of those things where they want to cover up humanity and what they've been through, what they're doing, what they're seeing. That's just how it works, bro. It literally is them trying to cover up everything that's going on, and it's unfortunate, man. It really, really is unfortunate.
it is. I think it's so unfortunate because technically, up until about I don't know, probably the maybe the 80s, our DNA was evolving, and that has completely halted. And if anything, people have gotten, I don't want to say more stupider,
Dumber, dumb.
but
They've gotten fucking dumb.
okay, dumb. You're definitely dumb, sheep. I call a lot of people fucking sheep. Really? You're gonna follow this one right off the cliff after you saw what he just really? And then, man, dude, Biden selling fucking oh man, if they open that shit in the fucking Gulf, they're just asking for fucking a nightmare.
Yeah, that's the problem, bro. That's the problem. But you know, here's where I stand on all that, and it's real simple. The only way humanity learns, and this is something you can have confidence in, because everything that we're going through now, we've been through before. But the only way humanity, we as human beings, as a human race, learn is that we got to go through tough times and trials. So we get ready to go through those trials.
Oh yeah.
It's going to get tough. It's going to be some fucked up shit happen. And then people are going to wake up and realize, hold on. We got to stop being stupid and doing stupid shit. It's going to get better. But we're about to go through some bad times. I'm going to let you go, brother. And I'm going to take the next call. And, man, I appreciate you.
Yeah, no.
And be looking for that email, all right?
Yeah, I will pull up that email. Thank you very much. And pay attention to the seismic activity in Yellowstone.
Absolutely. All right, brother. Thank you, man.
No, thank you. Keep what you're doing, and God, I love you guys. God bless you. Stay
All right.
Stay healthy.
You too. Peace out. We got another call coming in. Hey, this is Dark Waters. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hey, buddy, my name's Mark.
What's up, Mark?
Let me see here where to start at. I got involved with somebody maybe 2 years ago that I think I drug something up that's been around me, maybe a paranormal something most of my life. If I could just explain the story to you.
Yeah, go ahead.
It started when I was maybe 5 or 6 years old. I seen the Hat Man. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about.
My grandpa lived in a house. I mean, it was absolutely in the middle of nowhere, and they called it was a roadhouse when it was built back in the 1800s. And from what I'd heard, several people have been killed in it. And anyway, he had it a long time after that, but it was a really old house and had a wraparound porch and all. And I was just laying there in the bed. I was about 5 or 6, and I just looked, and they had a porch light on, and he was just standing on the front porch there, looking in the window, just dead at me. And so I just covered my head up, and that. Let me cut this thing off. It's echoing on you here. It was just looking at me and just terrified me. And it seems like right after that, it's like I don't have a lot of memories of my childhood. Does that make sense? Like it's kind of a blur, and a lot of bad episodes when I was a little kid. And then I don't know if this was the same thing, but like maybe, I don't know, 1/8 of a mile from that house, my cousin, and we were about 7 years old, 7, 8, something like that, three little kids. And you know how all old single wide trailers used to be? You walk in the front door, kitchen's on the right, you go down that hallway to your left.
Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, her little bedroom was that first little bedroom on the left. And we was in that closet digging for toys. And we heard the front door up. We thought it was her mom and dad. We didn't pay no attention to it. And we was all humped over in the closet, and we just happened to raise up and looked up. And something so big and black was coming down that hall it was going towards the end bedroom. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was, it was just a big black something. And it terrified us. And I don't remember what happened right after that, but from what like my mama and her mama said, we ran back to the other house and was just, out of our minds, terrified. On that same property, maybe a few years later, something I saw up in the barn loft. All I can tell you was it was a black it was on all fours, and it was maybe the size of a Great Dane. I couldn't tell you if it had I thought in my mind it was a panther, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I didn't see its head. I really didn't see its head. that terrified me. And me and my two cousins, we just kind of stayed around there a lot. And I don't know, man, it seems like right after them things, all of our lives kind of went downhill as we got older. Like, I mean, my one female cousin, she lost two little bitty kids. I mean, and the other one, he went to prison. And I mean, I had problems myself, but you know, life. I've had events like that occur. And what I'm getting at is maybe I think, and what I'm saying is that I'm nervous here. Can you tell?
I can tell.
Something kind of come back up because maybe 15 years ago I got involved in church, man, and everything was good, and everything's been going good. You know, life's hard, but I got some disabilities. I'm legally blind. I can see a little bit. I mean, I can see good out of one eye, but it's not enough to drive or nothing. But I got some other. I'm stuck at home pretty much, and you know, life wasn't that bad. It wasn't perfect, but you know, things were okay. And I'd let my mom move in with me, and she was older, and she passed away, and me and my daughter lived here. And everything was, like I said, it was just kind of going, you know, wasn't perfect, but it was just regular life. And I met this, well, I know this sounds like a stupid word, and I've never used it in my life. But I met this woman, and she just kind of seduced me. She was a married woman.
Okay.
And she was heavy into witchcraft. I mean, I did not know it at the time. And heavy. I mean, she just told me, she said she was called to be a witch at 11. I remember her saying that. And anyway, man, I done stupid stuff just for about a year, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And finally flipped out. I just finally flipped out, lost it one day, and we ended it. And right after that, things went downhill. I had, like I said, my daughter was living with me, and you know, I told you I had some health. Anyway, my health got worse. I'll just say a lot of my health problems started getting worse. My home, every imaginable thing just about you could think about in a house, you know, electrical, plumbing,
it all broke.
It started tearing up, man. I had a stepson. He was doing good too. He got out of this period. What I'm telling you here, this is about a year and a half here. This happened. He'd been in rehab for a long time, and not rehab, halfway house, and they'd got him a good job, and I let him stay with me. He was doing good. And make a long story short with him, he met a girl, and things fell apart with him. He's back in prison now. My daughter, you know, I said she was staying with me. She left on February 13th of this year. And I'll see you maybe a couple of days, Daddy. She's 18. No, I'm sorry, she was 19 then. And I said, okay, just a normal day. I ain't seen her since, man. She won't contact me. She refuses any communication with me. She won't tell. I mean, I don't know. I mean, she's blocked me, and there is I know no reason why. Absolutely no reason why. I'm gonna spout out a bunch of stuff here because it's just like a big old string of terrible events that have happened since then. I started, anyway, my stepson, I thought he was just kind of crazy. He's the first one to hear the thing here, and there's something, what I'm getting at, there's something in these woods. And I think I don't know, it might be a dog, man. I don't know what it is. But it started coming around after this happened. And I've had huge limbs thrown on my back porch. I've had my the side of the house kicked. There's in the woods behind my house. It just goes on for miles and miles. A big old swamp back there, and there's always been a few coyotes back there. But man, there's a pack of and there's something. I ain't gonna say it's no wolf coyote. There's one something, and the coyote pack is humongous now, and they come closer to my house. But there's one in the pack. There's something in that coyote pack that's got a sound different than anything else. It's louder. It shuts them all down when it breaks loose. And so all this is ongoing. I was trying to record them things last night, but it don't. I had to stand on my porch, and they way in the woods. But I'm trying to come up. But yeah, they're getting closer. And like I said, this is an ongoing thing, man. And I said I'm disabled. I'll stay at home. I don't even like to say I'm disabled. I just got some problems, but I can't drive, and I'm out in the country. And I had a few friends when all this started, and don't got a friend now, man. I had 3 female friends that she was extremely jealous of. Every single one of them got some kind of female problem after this all ended. When I was going through my house, man, I started finding hair and books in my house. I found stuff like a little black bag with broken pieces of a mirror in it, all kind of crap like that. I mean, I don't even know if I got it all out of here yet. But I've been trying to call you or get in touch with you, and this is something else. I could not email you, man. I don't know what happened. I could not email you. It wouldn't. And there was a couple of other people I emailed. Wouldn't send through. And something else I want to tell you. I told you I went to church, and I got I wasn't going to church right here during this time, but all this is going on with her. But I'd asked the pastor of that church to come down to my house. And,
okay.
He's like, yeah, man, I told him what I told you. And most of it, and he's like, yeah, buddy, he said, we need to come down there and pray around your house. Before he got here, he got COVID and almost died. And I called him back when he got well. Yeah, man, we'll be down there. He said, I'm just now got better. This was like 3-4 months ago. I got mad after that and I called him back. He never called nothing. I called a priest, a Catholic priest.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't come. He wouldn't come at all, and he kind of trivialized the whole thing and told me to go get some holy water and bless my own house. And so, yeah, I got this ongoing thing here with something in the woods now. Don't know when I've seen things, man. Other people have seen things. I've been outside at night just sitting around coming in and heard it wasn't a fear type. I heard a baby crying in the woods behind me. It's as plain as day, man. It's like about a year-old baby. And I had a good flashlight, spotlight, something said, don't even look up there. You know what I mean? And I didn't. I just kept going straight in the house. And when I got in the house, man, it was like a cold chill went through me that you get the idea. It just like a spirit went through me. So, yeah, I got this ongoing thing, man, with...
Sound like you got a lot going on. Sound like you got a hell of a lot going on.
And it's more, like I said, stuff tearing up around the house. They want nobody to come here and work on nothing. I'm talking about companies. I call a company, like plumbers near me, and go down through there and call them. One may come and give me an estimate. And, man, no one, if you come in this house, it's like no one comes back now. That's not a joke. The FedEx man won't even come in the driveway. He throws my stuff out in the end of the road now. I don't know why he started doing that. But,
yeah, you got multiple things going on. Like, so if you give me permission just to talk about it, I think...
I don't care, man. Like I said, I don't even care. I mean, just you talk all you want, but I feel like I need to tell somebody, and I don't know. Like, I don't know what to do about this. I went through the channels I felt like I should go through,
Well, I know what to do. It's just that you got to unpack everything that's going on. And see, like most people think that it's one thing one occurrence, right? So we all have...
I don't think that. It's just too much, man.
I agree.
It's too much to be one thing because, like I said, It's something that's been around my life. It feels like ever since I seen that thing when I was a little kid. You know what I mean? Does that make sense to you?
Makes
Like something
absolutely
kind of
perfect
followed me
sense.
around, like just trying to bring me down, I guess, in a way. And then I got to doing better. And then when I got him, let her in here, man, it just went to hell then.
So let's unpack a little bit of this because this is probably a conversation we need to have in private. Honestly, this is not a
And
public
I'm down for
conversation,
that.
but we'll unpack a little. So let's go back to your childhood. Let's go back to your parents. Were your parents together? Were they divorced?
They were together. They were. It was just crazy though. Like I remember Mama busting Daddy in the head with bottles. Daddy
Okay.
cutting Mama. You know, stuff like that, dude. Up till I was like 6, 7 years old when he quit drinking, and then it wasn't no paradise then. But you know, things got better. But yeah, my childhood was kind of crazy. Like right after I seen that thing and all this was going on, my uncle. I don't remember this. I guess traumatized, blocked it out or something. But he blew his brains out with a shotgun. And I run in the room, run up in the house. They don't know how this happened. They let me. Women. All I know is this is what I was told. Women was out there in the yard crying, and my mama went down to the house, that other house, to see what was going on, and walked over there. And I went in the house, and he was sitting right in there with his brains blew out, head blew. It blew the whole head off. And I just ran out the door, out in the woods. And I don't remember none of that, but it happened, you know. It's just like an ongoing bunch of stuff has happened to me. And people are like, damn, I don't really tell people because people don't believe it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the point I'm making is it doesn't start with you. Everything has
Yeah.
a beginning and everything has an end. What about your grandparents? Talk to me about your grandparents on both sides of the family. You remember
Oh,
them?
my grandpa, he was on the side that I'm on my mama. He was just an old farmer, good old man, went to church. But now that house they lived in, that thing was haunted. Like I said, it was an old road house, and everybody that had everybody's seen or heard something in there. But yeah, them grandma and grandpa was, you know, just an old couple, stayed together to, you know, ended up in a nursing home, passed away. And on my daddy's side, I don't know who his daddy was because he left like. He didn't know his daddy, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't know nothing about his daddy. But now his mama, she was just a pitiful old granny is what I called her. I just felt sorry for her. But, yeah, my mom and dad were just poor, struggled all their life, you know. That's just...
That granny that you call the pitiful old granny, did she have like ailments, problems, issues, bad luck?
Oh, man, hell yeah. She didn't have a home, dude. People... Like, my daddy tried to get her to stay with us, I remember, and she kept getting snagged off by other relatives because of her Social Security check. You know what I'm saying? They'd let her, that's all they wanted. But, yeah, she never had nothing. And there was something about her, I don't know, she was just a little bitty skinny woman, and she just looked empty. I don't know, I never connected with her. And she didn't like me, dude. I don't remember this, but like there was like 4 or 5 kids, and she had her pets, and we stopped at the store, and she like, let me go in there and buy y'all a candy bar, and told my ass to sit in the car. And I don't remember all that shit, but yeah, she didn't like me. Yeah, I remember that, but I don't know what it was about it. But that's all I know about her and him. I don't know nothing about him. He just split, you know.
Okay. And so that's the two bloodlines we're dealing with. And then we get to your parents, and your parents have the traumatic relationship.
Oh
They
hell yeah.
I can't answer that. I want to ask that question
Yeah, man,
on
you talk
air.
to me later. Dude.
Yeah, there's some hardcore questions I need to ask you to start. Like, so the relationship with the woman, that's a whole separate thing from what had been
Oh, dude,
going
yeah,
on
that
throughout
thing,
your
I
whole
don't even
life.
want to get into that because, I mean, I will talk to you about it, but I'm just saying, I feel like that's what brought this darkness back up in here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
That's,
think.
I may be wrong, but that's what I feel like. It just reopened the door or something. It's my own fault.
Well, it is your fault because you were dealing with a married woman, then you found out she was a
Oh,
witch. But the issue is you need to go back and address the initial stuff the initial bad juju, and then work your way to her. That's a whole nother ball of wax dealing with her. That's a very powerful, probably a very, very powerful witch. But you got to be able to separate what's just your original stuff versus what she was able to do. A lot of the sicknesses and things like that sounds like her. And the isolation sounds like her and her witchcraft, which is probably pretty strong. But the rest of the stuff sounds like it's just other stuff that was magnified by her, like you said.
Yeah,
So,
as well.
in essence, I'm gonna try and get you connected with Miss Deal from the Real Deal, and she'll help you break some of that stuff off of you.
Yeah.
And from there, I believe it'll get better. But then you really have to address the issue with her because that's going to be a problem. It was a messy thing when you guys broke it off. Is it's not you can't call and be like,
Oh
babe,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
crazy.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
yeah, yeah. It was pretty rough. I mean, I just like told her to leave, and she ended up wrecking a car and blamed that on me. Yeah, and it wasn't my
So
fault.
yeah, she probably was in an emotional state. So a lot of people have familiars and things that they associate with themselves with, and when you mess with them or they're in emotional charge state or something state and something goes wrong, that entity will strike back out at you. But even at the end of the day, this is what people don't understand. Like, I don't care if, people are people. And there's malice, there's envy, there's jealousy, there's pain. All that stuff can always be addressed. In some cases, it's a conversation that needs to be had with that person. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, it really is. Like I say this all the time. I'm a firm believer in sometimes you have to sit down and talk to a person to work things out because we don't know what state that person was in or is currently in or where they are right now in their life. We don't They might not even have any malice for you anymore or any ill content in their heart for you. She may have never had anything. But
Yeah,
unless
I
you
know.
know
See, I
that.
mean, I could just be in my head. I don't know this. I'm just saying that's just my assumptions on things. The things just deteriorating here. I mean, dude, it's just this. I don't know. My living arrangement environment has just gotten strange. It just. If you want to talk to me later, I'll tell you what's going on more.
Yeah, we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk. I can't talk to you tonight, but we'll talk tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we'll dig into
Okay.
it. All right.
All right, buddy. You just call me anytime at this number. That good?
Yep, sounds good. I'll call you at this number, brother.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, appreciate you. All right, bye. What I was gonna say, guys, is hold on, let me see what this is. I'm sorry. Uh, um, all right. Here's what I was gonna say, guys. So in most cases, Brandon, I see you calling, man. Let me finish saying this. All right. So in most cases, when you're dealing with um, curses, spells, and hexes, or what you think is a curse, spell, or a hex, you have to have validation that that's what it is. You have to know for sure that that's what you're dealing with. And so you don't want to assume that. It sounds a hell of a lot like it. It really, really does. But you want to have confirmation. Now, there's only one way to really get that confirmation, and that's to hold a conversation with that person and confront that person. And here's why I say you have to talk to that person because you have to pray for yourself and pray for discernment that when you talk to that person, you're going to get the answer. Because they may lie to you and tell you, man, I ain't doing shit. But you'll feel it. You'll feel their intent. You'll feel their intentions and what's going on with them. So you want to make sure that you keep the lines of communication open with that person or temporarily open that line of communication to get validation as to what's happening. Because if not, when you have things coming at you from every angle, there's no way to solve the problem unless you know what's going on. And so you could be addressing one issue. It's kind of like thinking you got breast cancer, but you really got colon cancer. You know what I'm saying? Or ovarian cancer or something like that. you kind of gotta narrow it down to what's really going on and figure out where that shit is coming from, and then you start defending and fighting it off. And in some cases, an apology goes a long, long way. It really, really does. Now, when we start talking about real magic, real powerful magic, blood magic, the kind of things that people are able to do, like you guys know, I've told you, um, I have friends down here who their whole shops died. Everybody that worked at their botanical gardens died. I mean, they all died on spot. It wasn't, 30 days, three people die. Insanity, insane things. So I can understand where my man is coming from and where his fear and angst is coming from, but you kind of got to address it the right way. He and I are going to have some conversations and see what we can do to help him out. But we're going to do it the right way. We're going to do it the right way. Prior to him calling, I forgot what the hell I was saying, because that threw me off. That was some heavy, hardcore stuff. But again, ladies and gentlemen, these are the conversations I have in private with people. This was actually in line with what I was saying, because I was saying earlier, I was getting ready to get into bloodlines and understanding what's going on with your bloodline. So, and I was trying to articulate it the right way without telling someone's business. But throughout our bloodlines, we have things that attach to us and attach to our families. And those are the things that we have to address. And somebody has to stand in the gap, kind of as a bulwark or a stalwart or a roadblock for some of those generational curses. The problem is discovering where it all started and where it all came from. That's the most difficult part. You have no clue where it started. And if you have no clue where it started, you don't know where to start. That's why it's important to kind of hold conversations that are a little bit more personal than most people want them to be. And when I question people, I really get personal. There's been people I question stuff like, well, was anybody in your family molested? Were you molested? You know, any kind of incest, any of those things, because all that adds up and it spills over and it boils like it's a pot of gumbo. And that pot of gumbo just boils over onto the damn stove and then runs over to the floor. And now you got all kind of crazy stuff going on. And you're trying to figure out, man, why is my life fucked up? Because, and it ain't you. You weren't the one doing these things. It's somebody else in that bloodline that did it. But it's just following you everywhere you go. And then next thing you know, one of your kids is fucked up. You're like, man, why my kid all fucked up? Well, that's coming from his great grandma, or it's coming from his grandpa, or his auntie, or his uncle. And that's when you start talking about spiritual warfare, which is when we get off of topics of Dogman and Bigfoot and off of cryptids, we really get into that type of stuff. Those are the questions you have to ask yourself. And then you have to be responsible and keep it real. Excuse me, I have to belt. Too much iced coffee today. And say, okay, now that I know where it started at, what am I doing that makes me more susceptible? You guys heard me say all the time, there are certain things that I can do that will completely lower my protection. Like I've tested it and it will completely lower my protection. All kind of crazy shit start happening when I do one or two specific things, and those things I stay away from. But I have an urge to do some of those things, which it makes sense. It's like, okay, I want to do that, but this is the price for it. Now, most people don't understand the price they pay for committing that sin or doing whatever it is or that transgression. I understand. So then now I resist those things, and the Bible says, resist the devil and he will flee. And some things you just gotta say, man, I'm not fucking with that, because if I do this way, then this is what happens, and this is the ultimate price that I pay for it. It's why, like, financially, for me, financially, I will give somebody their fucking money back in a heartbeat. I'll be like, yo, you don't like what I'm saying? Here, take fucking money, bye. Because I know what happens to me financially if I financially do something wrong by somebody else. Because God will punish me on levels that I'm just not ready to deal with. I don't want none of that smoke from them. And to be clear with you, most people don't understand, and they get it screwed up. Everybody has that hedge of protection. Unless you intentionally turn away from God, unless you intentionally decide, screw you, God, I'm not down with you. I don't want nothing from you. And even then, he's still there, like Sean has explained over and over again. But you can choose not to have any protection whatsoever. And then you are choosing through free will to pay the price and the consequences that come with those actions. And so just know that there are spiritual choices that you're making as well, or spiritual decisions that you're making, as well as just regular earthly decisions when you decide to do certain things. And most of us, we just don't think that way. You know, I was that way for a very long time. I see a beautiful woman, be like, man, she fine as shit. I got to go holler at her, and I don't thinking about none of that stuff. And you end up getting soul ties with people, and um, even like my story, Uncle Murder. When if you listen to that story and you hear about Nakamichi and Megatron, me and Megatron had a soul tie. We still have a soul tie to this day. I mean, period. That is a soul tie. That woman I'm going to encounter somewhere else, somewhere along the way. If there's multiple lifetimes and I don't know about it, I'm going to run into her ass again. Period. There's no way around it. Just no way around it. And you need to make sure that you're aware of these things before you start dealing with people. And be aware and be educated. And that's the most important thing. If you're educated and you understand, then you can keep from getting yourself into trouble and keep from getting yourself into drama. We got about 20 minutes left before I have to get off the stream, because I'm going to have to before we get off the stream, because I got to help my son with some homework in a moment. We had to do a project recently called The Christian Lifestyles. Thanks to Sean Graham for helping us out with that. Sean, it turned out absolutely amazing. I'm going to send you a link to it so you can listen to it and you can hear it, because your portion turned out fantastic. I anticipate that young man getting a A+ on that, because you were just down to earth and kept it real, and that's what we were looking for. Brandon's on the line. Let's see. B, what's up, man? Yo,
What's
Brandon.
going on, brother?
Hey, man, you breathing all good. You sound great.
Yeah, hold on. Okay, all right. I think I gotta hold on. Let me
You gotta turn that
hold on.
radio
Let me
down.
yeah, exactly. All right, there we go. Oh yeah, okay. Because we have a little bit of latency. Yeah. This is exactly how I sound when I don't have all of the congestion and all that kind of stuff. Um, Let me tell you one thing about this man, for all the people that's listening, right quick. This isn't really a story or anything like this. This is just giving you your flowers. I'm not gonna go into detail about what this man has done, but he's gonna send me some stuff that is gonna help me with my sickness that I have. I think I have COVID or something like that. But he literally called me today just to check up on me and to make sure that I was cool. And a lot of times, some people, like, we don't even know how to react when somebody does that, because it's so unconventional. You know what I mean? People don't act like that. So literally when he called me, I was half asleep, and he's like, "Hey, I still see that you're going through what you're going through. Woo, woo. Let me see some stuff." All right, great. And like just for someone to do that for you, that's not even family as far as your blood. We're Dark Waters family. We're all Dark Waters family, but not your family as far as blood. It's beautiful and amazing, because a lot of us young black men that are coming up, we don't have these type people. You know what I mean? And for him to be literally like an uncle towards me, like, that's amazing. It all I can do is just praise you, Dark Water, as far as what you're doing, what you're showing people, the heart that you have, the energy that you're sending out for other people to expose themselves and tell their own stories, and for people to congregate together. It's just amazing, and I just appreciate you, man. Straight up, big unk,
Nah, I
big unk
appreciate you
energy.
too, homie. I appreciate you, man. I just want you to get better. And I was supposed to reach out to you prior to that, but I was literally sitting here and I was like, man, I'm supposed to call this dude like a week ago. Let me go check on this man. Then you start coughing. I'm like, oh hell no, what the fuck
Yeah.
wrong with you? Like, we gonna get this together, bro. We gonna get this together. But my philosophy really is, you look out for people, treat people like you want to be treated, and all that stuff
Yeah.
comes back to you. You know what I'm saying? It always comes back to you. So I appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna grab one more call before I gotta get off,
Yes, sir.
and we're gonna
Yes,
get that
sir.
cough and all that shit squared away. I promise you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like I said, love you, Unc. My mom was going to say a story, but she doesn't really want to right now. Hopefully, she will come on at one time. But yeah. Love to everybody. I love you all. Peace.
All right, man. Peace out.
All right.
That's a phenomenal young man. Cool peoples, man. Cool peoples. I call it the Dark Waters family because I really do consider us to be family. Sean, and for the record, I forgot I meant to do this. Sean Graham will be live at 8. Sean, I wanted to go until 8 and then make sure people came over to you, but I'm not going to be able to do it. But guys, this is what I need you to do. Sean, post the link to your show in the chat, and then we're going to get people to set their reminders because there's 253 people here. It makes no sense that Sean shouldn't be able to get 200 or 150 people in his live stream that's coming on at 8 o'clock. So post a link to that, Sean, in the chat, and what we'll do is we will have people click and go over and set the reminder. That way, when it goes live, boom, it's going to remind them, bada bing, bada boom, and now they can come over and check out what you're talking about. I'm really, really excited about this interview that Sean has coming up with the guy who's the cryptid author who talks about cryptids in Mexico. I'm not sure when that is, but I know that's going to happen because that's the intro. And Sean doesn't even really know the plan with that. That first conversation with that man is what's going to lead us into the conversations about the werewolves down in Mexico, because he was one of the authors who wrote about it and interviewed the witnesses who saw the werewolves down in Mexico. If you look up werewolf attack in Mexico online, you'll see the photos where there was a priest that saw a werewolf. All kind of people saw a werewolf, which we're calling Dogman, werewolf. It doesn't matter. But that's the intro into that, and we're gonna, as a group, we're gonna try and dig together and discover that. Like, I'd rather Sean lead that charge. And so as he starts to talk to that guy and he goes through talking to him and trying to get other people, references from other people, I mean, I think we're really going to dig into that. It's something I wanted to dig into a while ago, but I'm just not going to be able to do it. And I trust Sean to dig into it. He knows how to interview people. It's going to be phenomenal and fantastic. And he says that interview is on the 27th. See? And so we're talking about real werewolf. He's the author about real cryptids, but he wrote the articles on the real werewolf sighting in Mexico, and he talked to a number of the witnesses down there. So it's one of those things where you talk to one person to get to the next person to get to the next person. You guys are really, really going to enjoy that. You really, really are. And Sean is still kicking ass on TalkStream Live, Paranormal TalkStream Live, when he's online on Saturday nights. Yeah, Robert Beto is his name. Beto. That's an I. Beto. Robert Beto. He's kicking ass on TalkStream Live. Like, Saturday nights, I'll click on to the TalkStream Live app, and he's #1 in paranormal. Which we're talking about very serious podcasters, or like paranormal podcasters and talk show hosts are in that section. So it's all the top paranormal podcasters and talk show hosts, and Sean's #1. I mean, he's #1. That's dope to me. That's really, really, really dope. And Sean's been around for a long time. He's been working hard to build his brand, and his brand is taking off. And I couldn't be any prouder, man. I couldn't be any prouder than that. I mean, it's amazing. It really is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have 12 minutes. We got one phone call. Let's take them, and let's get it done. Hey, this is Dark Waters. What's your name and where you calling from, my friend?
Hi, this is Brandon Woodall. I'm from West Virginia.
What's up, Brandon? How you doing, Mr. Woodall?
Oh, doing fine. Relaxing this evening before I get into some stuff.
You're not getting no bad stuff though, huh? Regular stuff, right?
Yeah, I'm an artist. I draw digitally and all that.
Oh, cool, cool, cool. What's on your mind tonight, my friend?
Okay, well, my friends and I are into cryptids and whatnot, and I admit to a bit of an obsession with the Dogman, but we've not had any experiences with any, as far as we know.
Mm-hmm.
And recently, one of my friends, Gracie in Canada, she admitted to a strange dream she had where she and I were on a train together, and
Uh-huh.
it kind of flip-flopped. Not in a romantic way or anything like that. No,
Damn it!
no.
I was hoping you was gonna say you got it, man. I thought she was gonna give it up, man, on the train, right in the aisle. Go ahead. All right, I'm sorry.
She's not that kind of.
She's not that kind of girl.
She's
All
not
right.
that kind.
All right, go ahead, man. I'm sorry. I'm just joking.
It's all right. But anyway, I'll try and keep it short.
I'm gonna need you to.
Yeah. She and I were on the train, then suddenly we were in the woods, and she dreamt that I got killed by a dog man and heard my screams.
And so, what's the problem with that? Why is that bothering you guys?
Well, a friend, she was a bit upset that she dreamt about her friend dying, and I was a bit surprised that it was that specific is all, and that it had to do with me.
That's it?
So, yeah, sorry to bother you with that.
You're not bothering me, but I'm just trying to figure out what would make you be concerned about it, or you just want to share the dream itself?
The dream itself, mainly, and I was a bit concerned about what it might mean for my friend.
Okay, does your friend use any drugs? Does she like take any pills? Does she drink? Is she anything? Any outside
No.
influences? Does she take any sleeping pills?
Not that I'm aware of.
Does she have trouble sleeping?
Sometimes she. What's the name of that thing? Like you're paralyzed by a demon in your dream or something?
You mean
sometimes?
sleep paralysis?
Yeah, sleep paralysis demon.
Does she ever say she's
Yeah,
touched when she's paralyzed? Like, does it molest her and rub on her body in any kind of way?
No, just scares her stiff, mostly.
Okay. Sounds to me like we got somebody who had a bad dream. That's about it. I don't think you
Yeah.
read anything into any dream. There's difference between dreams and premonitions. If she was a person, if I'm you and I'm talking to her and you're really concerned about her, I would go back through and find out if any of her dreams have ever came true and if there's a history of that. If there's a history of that, then you might want to be concerned. But it don't sound like there's no history of it because the things that go along with premonitions and dreams of that nature, there's other paranormal things that happen to that person. Has she had any paranormal activity around the house that you know of? Have you ever been to her house?
Oh, no. She's in Canada, and I'm in West Virginia.
How did you guys meet?
Through Discord, actually. We talk to each other quite a bit.
So you don't really know this broad.
That girl, no. We've talked a lot, and we've heard each other's voices over the phone and all that.
But you don't know her.
But we don't give not in a face-to-face kind of way, no.
Therefore, you don't know her. So we established that you don't know the broad, girl, broad, whatever you want to call it. I just don't see it, man. I don't see it being a problem. I don't see it being an issue. If I'm you, brother, and I would stop messing around on that Discord because for all you know, that could be a dude. I'm gonna let you go because I got to get off the line. I appreciate you calling. Great talking to you, my friend. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is over for the night. I have got to get down to this homework with my son. He just walked in the door. I appreciate you guys. I love you. And y'all are the shizzle, man. Y'all the shizzle.